forum for Relish Every Word live streams. So feel free to come over if you've got something to read and some homework to do, or to share, things like that. Or if you've got some insight on first, third person. There is a second person, but that one's kind of weird. So anyway,
That's hard.
It is, and it reads weird. It reads strange. So hello, guys. How are you guys today? I see Stream. I'm glad. I have a chair here for the dog. She's been sitting here with me for a while, and then she said, "Oh well, nothing's working anyway," and she went for a nap. Go figure. So I finally give her her own chair, and she decides that today she wants to be quiet. So there we go. So we were talking, the homework for this week was the idea of first person, third person. And that, is how are you going to tell your story? What is the point of view? There are other ways to tell stories, and maybe someday we'll talk about them, but they're often kind of odd. You can talk, like from the point of view of God, where you see all the things, but you feel very distant from characters, and they're not, fables. Sometimes things can be told like that. There is a second person way of telling stories, which is, again, it reads a little odd, and we'll talk about those some other day. First person means I'm talking, or your character. Your character is talking like they are talking to the reader directly. They're saying, I went and did this, and I was thinking I could try to do that, and here I am standing here, getting ready to shoot this man who's, broke into my house, or, whatever. You're saying the character is talking to the reader. Third person, we're saying, she went over there, she held the gun, he broke into the window, and it, both, depending on what you're doing, they both certainly have strengths. And I had posted, I don't know, where did I put it? Was it on the forums? It was on the forums, right? I posted a couple of examples. Oh my gosh, I have so many things open. Oh. Okay, that one scared me. Get a cup of cocoa. I love it. That's really that's fun. Yeah. Okay, that's good. So over on the forums at Kids for Luck, we have started using those things now. I did post my laptop information for those who have been asking about that. The dates I'm going to be in the UK is posted for those who have asked about that. Let's see where I put the homework. Oh, and look at the things. Dialogue snippets, homework, characters, fairy tale. Look at all the new people posting. I love it. You guys are using this. That's, yay. Do you realize we have got over 900 people who subscribe to our forums now? Yes, there are over 900 people in the last 3 weeks. They're not participating in the forums. They are subscribers to the forums. So there are people out there who are actually paying attention to this stuff, which is a little unnerving. Okay, so I wrote two little pieces. I wrote one. The other one I just pulled out of a kind of vampire thing that I was doing years ago in a monthly magazine. But this one says, first person, I do not seek salvation. I long for fear in shadow. He offers me a home, and I want punishment. I find his tenderness repulsive. I want a savage grab instead of a gentle hand. I want only to feel once more the passion you awoke in me. I want to be taken, slammed up against my own hunger, made to face my darkness and know myself truly for what I have become. So it's a vampire thing. Third person, as she looked at the man standing before her, he offered her a home and tenderness. But it is punishment I deserve, she thought. I do not seek your salvation. She turned away in sadness. It was all she could do. His tenderness repulsed her. She longed for fear and shadow. She felt... Ooh, we have some atmosphere for this. I like the crackling noise. I'm starting to like this noise. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Neuros. Oh my God. Yeah, it feels like atmosphere. The dark nights, the vampires. She turned away in sadness. It was all she could do. His tenderness repulsed her. She longed for fear and shadow. She'd felt passion once, with him, only with him. She wanted that passion again. She wanted him to return, to take her, to slam her against the darkness of her own hunger. With you, I know truly what I have become, she thought. I was not to lead you from your darkness. You were to show me the way deep and swift into my own. So they certainly, I mean, they both have got strengths, and they both have problems. They will both have problems. So, Wicked Fairy, you're first in line up here. Did you want to read something?
Sure.
Good.
It's probably gonna suck, though. Just a warning. Am I breaking up?
Nope.
I can't tell.
Nope.
No?
So far,
Okay,
so good.
Okay, good. Because my net's been a little wonky today. Okay, so I have my first person or third person first?
First person. First person. We'll go with that.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, I don't know what happened. I can't believe this could be possible. I have always known of myself, but this feels different. I have so many questions. Am I really alive? Who am I? What do I do now? This feels so strange, to be able to move on my own. I test my movement, bending my arms this way and that, my slippered feet shifting along the porcelain box. As I look around, I see a face, but not just a face, it's a whole person. I can't bring myself to move anymore. The flurry of questions come flooding back. Am I in danger? Where did he come from? How long has he been there watching me? Who are you?
There you go. Good. So a lot of questions, and in your eye, you're in the guy, you're in that person's head. You're hearing what they're thinking, their confusion, their what is going on, and you're getting it right through. It's like you've become part of that person. You're right there in there with him.
Mhm.
So do the next one.
Okay, third person. It was as if she was awoken from a dream. So many questions flew around her mind like birds at a feeder. Who am I? How is this possible? She began to evaluate her flexibility, and as she looked around herself, she noticed a figure standing there. Like a statue, he stared at her, not moving. Startled, she just stood there waiting. After a moment, her voice broke the silence of the high shelf for the first time. Who are you?
And these are good examples of kind of the strengths and weaknesses of these two things, and we'll get back to that. We'll get back to that because this is what we're here to talk about today, because they certainly have a place, either one. And sometimes I've written in both. I found when I was doing the fantasy stuff, based on my World of Warcraft characters, they always came out in first person, and I didn't even realize it for a long time. And then I realized when I was trying to accomplish something else, expanding them, it wasn't working for me. I actually went back and rewrote, oh man, a whole bunch of stuff in another way, because it's like, oh, I like this is good, except, okay, I don't know how to do this now. There were things. So, Lizzie, did you have something you wanted to share with us today?
I only wrote a first person one because as I was writing the third person, I was dying.
Okay. Well, we don't want you dead, so one is good. Let's go with that one. I'm sitting here reading. So I'll let Lizzie get that ready. Did you want to go ahead and read it, Lizzie?
I'm not very good at reading out loud.
Okay. Did you want to post it in the raid chat and I'll read it? You don't
Sure.
have to. You don't have to if you don't want to. Nobody's forced to do this, but I can do it for you. And then I'll take a break here. We'll look at some of the things in chat because there's a lot going on. Okay, so I always thought that after death my existence would be over, that everything would go black and life would just cease to be. No thoughts, no pain, and no pressure. So imagine my surprise when I open my eyes after being shot in the head by my captors. I feel nothing. Not even a wound on my head. I don't see my body on the floor like some cliche out of a supernatural horror novel. I can't move things with my mind or phase through walls, so I'm not a ghost. Was I really shot or tricked into thinking I was? Did death itself just reject me from its peaceful embrace, or did I simply faint? Whatever the case may be, I was left in this stone cold prison I may have been killed in. No one around, no sound, no pain, just me and my thoughts. Was this the reality of death? The funny thing in this situation is I'm not truly worried about where or what I am, but how I got into this mess in the first place. Was it a case of wrong time, wrong place, or was I targeted? If I can leave this small freezing cell, my first mission will be to try to find out why. Then I'll worry about the rest. Sweetie, that's kind of awesome. No kidding. It's like, I want to know.
Wow.
I want to know. Tell me things. That's pretty good. Gosh, no kidding. Nice idea. Essentia's cracking whips. Was there anybody else who were in the other raid call chat rooms that wanted to come into here? And I know I have to wait for a few seconds to this to catch up, but is there anyone else who I see? Color Slide, Katie, Emma, Flying Scotsman is down below, although I don't think he's able, I mean, I know he's listening, but I don't think he can actually join us today. Neener will be back for a later one. I think Haig Yorkie is here for the later one. We're going to be having a 6 o'clock, this will be shorter today, and then we're going to have another one at 6 o'clock, so we can try to get both groups of people. There's just so many people that can't do one or the other, and so we'll break it up into 2 pieces. So I'm going to look in the chat and see if there's anything in there about writing that needs to be talked about or discussed, or things. I see a stream. Oh, this is going all the way back. Gray Lady, hello. DJ, good to see you. Katie's here. Hello. Nerolosa. Mr. Potato Chip, hello. Good to see you again. Pokes is here. We've already talked. Hello again. Manuel, good to see you. Awesome. So Jack, I haven't seen you in for ages. And Catastrophobia. I always have such a hard time saying that name, and I love it so much. Aver Kamen. Oh, awesome, awesome. Going to be here passively while I'm working on a paper. You should be in here reading a paper. We'd like to hear what you've got to say, I'm sure. So what do we have? Let's see. Stressed my... And Katie's having a hard day and is twitchy. I'm sorry to hear that, sweetie. I hope you can get hot chocolate or get a glass of wine. Calm down. The followers may or may not be showing. They're showing for me. It's off and on. Not always. It's a Twitch thing.
Yeah, I can't even get chat to load today.
Oh, no, that's not good. Reg, Cooper, hello. Always good to see you again. Godfather, good morning. And why am I here during the day? I have no idea. Mr. Potato Chip, Ava, you have awesome eyes. Well, thank you. That's sweet. And then Essentia, are you being proposed to? She's taken. I'm sorry.
Oh,
that's too bad. Married to Quill. That's some serious competition for anybody who's thinking to move into that relationship. Okay, you can help me. Oh, he's had a massive argument with his wife. So we need a dear, a dear Essentia column, I think, because she can deal with a lot of stuff really, really well. That's very good. Nightbot lives to toss me on the naughty step. Poor Nerolus. Da-da-da-da. Let's see. Somebody said love Lord of the Rings. Dum-da-dum. Lizzie will do fine. I know, right? Ever Carriage, I bet she would have made this sound amazing. That's okay. We'll get her next time. It's hard getting used to this, talking out loud and putting yourself out there in the writing, which is the only reason I read my little bit. I figure you guys have all seen it already, but this forces me to say, yeah, it's okay to put it out there in public. That's why I did it. It's training here. Okay, so we got something else going on. I'm going to let Essentia deal with the marital problems. I'm not very good at marital problems. I just leave. I just leave. And Jack, yes, thank you for, I'll call you Jack, because I can say that one. The poster behind me, which one? This one, Lord of the Rings. Actually, I think Essentia bought it for me, and the Star Wars up there was a Christmas present a few years ago from Quill. The Squeeze Me, Stomp Me, Make Me Wine was a Christmas present, or not a Christmas present, but just a present from people that I met on the internet that I went out to California to see. And I think that was bought on the pier in, oh gosh, where? Santa Cruz. It was in Santa Cruz.